All right, welcome in everyone to the weekly reading. So we are tapping in to the last week of May. So we're going to see what's going to happen as we kind of journey into the beginning of June, what's happening this week, get some information and guidance for you all. This is a general reading, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And yeah, we'll see what's going on. We kind of moved into Gemini season last week, so, happy birthday, Geminis, to you all. So we'll first kick off a little bit of astrology. Usually in the weekly readings, if you've been journeying on this journey with me through my channel, you know that, but for anyone that's new, I kind of just hit a little bit of astrology on these weekly readings. Not too much. I don't want to talk too much, especially since, I try and focus on the cards. But so 25th of May, we have Mercury moving into Gemini, and that is, Gemini rules Mercury or vice versa. So it is definitely, Mercury likes Gemini. That is its home sign. So this is going to be a great season, especially for Geminis right now. We have the Sun in Gemini, Mercury in Gemini. So this is a season of, when we think of new beginnings, it's kind of like new beginnings in our mind. We're going to have new ideas, new thoughts flowing. Conversations are going to flow better. There's going to be a lot more conversations, socializing. And, a big thing right now is the universe is also going to be speaking with you. So keep your mind open. This is a time to be open to new ideas, new ways of thinking, new ways of conversating. So, great time right now. So just take advantage of that. And then on the 26th of May, we have the new moon in Gemini. So lots of Gemini energy this week. So it's going to be a lot in your mind. Be careful not to be too much in the mind and overthink things. This is a time to just allow things to flow. Allow your mind to flow, but surrender and not overanalyze things too much. You're going to get a lot of great ideas this week. So with that new moon in Gemini, this is a time to plant seeds from the mind, because this is a powerful moment to rewrite your story in ways of, like I said, new ideas. So it's going to be like you're planting seeds and with new ideas, like the seeds are new ideas, and allowing them to really take root and thinking of new ways, moving ahead. What do you want to bring into your life? How do you want to feel? How do you want to create, right? Gemini is also about intellect. So it's like intellectualizing things, tapping into the mind, taking benefit of your intellect and ideas and creativity. And then on the 30th, we have Mercury Cazimi in Gemini. So this is going to be kind of a moment of divine clarity, this Cazimi. So this week is really a whirlwind of thoughts, plans, and possibilities. And that Cazimi is kind of when it all comes together. It's going to bring it all together, bring you clarity. You're going to really know what to do now moving forward. If you felt like you've been confused or have all these different ideas kind of being thrown out, but not sure how they come together and how to move forward, that's when on the 30th, things are going to come together. Prepare to receive just an abundance of ideas and messages coming in that really change everything for you. So this is a big week to stay open. Don't be so strict on things have to look like this. This is what I know up until now, but this is a week to really open yourself up to maybe even thinking, hey, maybe what I've known up until this point isn't true anymore for me. What is it I need to know now moving forward? And this is a time of self-expression. So big week, I think, we're going to come into the week really having a lot on our heads, but having a lot of thoughts about our lives or ourselves. But by the end of the week, by the 30th, we should really have having these aha moments. So we're going to tap into the tarot and get more information about this. And since we do have a new moon in Gemini, I'm going to pull a Moonology card around this Gemini new moon and kind of see what that energy is and how it's going to show up for everyone. So let's pull that first for the Gemini new moon. What's the energy for the Gemini new moon? A new romantic cycle begins. New moon in Libra. Interesting. I just want to pull one more. Don't let your past hold you back. Definitely self-node. So this is what I'm saying. It's about just because you had a certain way of thinking about relationship or a pattern up until this point, it's time to kind of surrender and don't let the fears or the patterns or what happened in the past hold you back from a new beginning, from a new cycle beginning, new patterns. And this is, to me, a karmic Y point I'm getting in regards to relationships. Definitely love relationships, but also just connections in general. This could be family, friendships. It's time to reinvent how people want to move forward in connection, especially when it comes to communication. Are we on the same page from a mindset, intellectual perspective as well, since that's Gemini? But the Libra piece here is really about a karmic rebalancing when it comes to relationships. So this could be new karmic cycles beginning for you. So I like that. Let's see. I'm going to pull another oracle here. This is the Time Traveler's Oracle, and I had a flyer here. So healing, the dream temples of Asclepius, Greece. Some of you could be feeling pulled to Greece or that time period, the history of that. What I'm also hearing is for some of you, you do have past lives in kind of ancient Greece, and that there's something you need to integrate or heal from that time period. And I don't always get that with these cards, but I'm getting that now. And 14 flow, the River Nile, Egypt. There's something here, there's going to be triggers or emotions coming up as well. There's something about surrendering and allowing these feelings to flow. If there's really been something that you've maybe dealt with it your entire life, there's some certain feeling that you really, when it comes up, you just try and cut it off. Like, nope, I'm not going there. I don't know what that is, but it doesn't feel good. It feels uncomfortable. But the way to integrate this and heal this, because this is something that's blocking you, just so you know, those feelings are trying to take you somewhere. And it could be from this past life here. And this is what could be also causing, if you feel like you've had a lot of unhealthy dynamics in your relationships, or just, had patterns of difficult relationships and like, why can't I get out of this pattern? Why do I keep attracting the same people? Maybe even in a current relationship, you just feel like you can't work past a certain issue. This is what's tied to it. So there's this week is about healing, integrating something, allowing things to flow. This is also true with your ideas. Allow new ways of thinking, okay, towards even your feelings. How do I need to approach things differently? But definitely with this flow card, it's about surrendering to the process right now, surrendering to the next phase of your life. I do feel like you're kind of in the mind about the next phase of your life. How do I figure it out? What do I need to do? How do I need to reinvent myself? And I feel like there's something about not getting too stuck in the head. just allowing yourself to surrender. Don't overthink it. And when you're not overthinking it, all of a sudden you'll get just like aha moments or new ideas. That's like, oh, I didn't think of that before. Okay. Let's move to the tarot. So underneath we have the Eight of Pentacles. So this could be regards to work as well. There could be a focus on work or something you need to work through. This could also be, like I said, that healing, something about doing the inner work to do this integration. Another 8 of Swords, 8, and the Sun, the Lover's card, and here's the healing again. And I'm getting, I need to pull this one, 7 of Cups, and then, yep, the World. So if you've been confused, if there's some confusion right now about what is it I want, like what do I want to bring into my life, confusion about where I am at again, there's this Y point right now, but there is something about we're in a period of endings and new beginnings here. Something is closing up, a chapter, a new one's beginning. We're getting like new cycles here, and the river, right? It's like we're allowing ourselves to just the river to take us where we need to go, where we need to be. But there is healing here. There's something about integration, opening up to new potential, focusing on what's next is in regards to what aligns with our happiness, what feels good to us, instead of overthinking things again. Because there's a piece here of feeling a little stuck right now, and you're trying to work through it. But what's interesting, I just watched this podcast clip earlier today, and it's funny because it's right on with this reading, so obviously I needed to watch it. But he was talking to someone who says, I feel stuck right now in my life. I feel stuck, or I am stuck. And he asked her the question of, are you really stuck, or do you just feel stuck? And of course, the answer always is, I feel stuck. You aren't really stuck for the most part. Most people aren't really stuck. You know, if you're sitting in jail with like a 30-year sentence and you're like, well, I am kind of stuck. I want to get out of here. That might be a different scenario. But for most of you watching this, you aren't really stuck. You just feel stuck. And that's what we need to work through. There's something here that you need to open yourself to go there. And if you feel stuck, it's interesting because she also, when they were digging deeper into this, you know, the layers of the stuckness, she said it's almost like she finally had this revelation of, it's almost like the stuckness, the feeling is what I've always known. So it's like where I feel most comfortable. And I'm afraid of actually what's on the other side, of taking the risk, of making a decision, of doing something differently. There's this uncomfortability and fear. And I kind of feel this around this week, and for you, maybe what you've been going through. But I like this feeling of like the sun in this deck. It's almost like this opening up energy. This person here is kind of also, I feel like it's like their arms are finally open. They're open to receive something that maybe they were closed off to before. And there's a decision here. So there's a coming together. The Lovers can also be about like coming together in a union, but also the Lovers represents making a choice. And what is the decision that you want to make on how you want to move forward? Maybe you feel like there's an overwhelming amount of decisions to make. You're feeling like I'm not clear on what it is I want to focus on. I have all these desires, I have all these thoughts, but what is it I want to focus on? that's really going to be something that I can grab hold of and move forward with. So let's continue. Two of Cups. There's more about connection here, or love. Page of Swords. Four of Wands. And what I heard with this is being receptive to the message coming. There's going to be some sort of message coming. Like the sword here to me represents the source of communication, the source of us getting our power, of getting information, because the swords can also are about intellect and information. So being receptive and open to something that's going to be coming in. It could be a message coming in. It could be a literal message, like an email, text, something, a conversation. And it, to me, opening you up to some new idea. Or like, oh, that could be an opportunity here. Four of Wands. The Four of Wands, too, is about balance, the structure of support, of grounding in something that really is going to take you forward and be something that's strong now for you. So you see the Four of Wands, you have the four rods that go into the ground, and it's the two on one side and two on the other that really create that strength, that unification that you can build something on. So something's really solidifying, I'm feeling. It's finally coming together. It's going to be really create something that is going to take you forward. It's almost, to me, it's like something new here beginning, but it's going to be something good that you can kind of rely on, that's going to be kind of your long-term future here. That could be a relationship, a job, a living situation, a house, a move, depending on it. The Four of Wands can kind of represent all of that. There could be an engagement if you're looking for that, or even like a potential relationship here where you're going to move in together. But also this signifies a relationship that's really going to be long-term. Like you're going to create a life with this person. Two of Swords. I feel like you've kind of been blocked in the past. This is where the pattern comes in, because you've had an energetic block that you've really had yourself shut off to being receptive to the type of love and relationship you really want. Four of Stars. The Hierophant. There's something about a lack of commitment, not allowing yourself to fully commit to something, because you're always cautious when you come into something. You're always already cautious. You're already blocked off because of your past. Remember this card, don't let your past hold you back. I feel like your kind of disappointments, your challenges in the past, your heartaches, your betrayals, all of that have really shut you down to where you need to protect yourself. So when you come into new things, you're already shut down to it, which is preventing you from really committing 100% to something. So you're always kind of on the fence. You're always 1 foot in, 1 foot out, kind of. You're like, I'm going to feel this out before I really commit. And that could be a relationship pattern. It could be a pattern you have with work, with friendships. It could be all of that. But this to me is around healing this and really finding something that aligns with your highest wish and desires. And here's the commitment, the Hierophant, really committing here. And what's interesting for those of you, you're looking around relationship here. The Hierophant with the Four of Wands is a wedding. It's an engagement. It's a wedding. This is like a really long-term commitment coming in. And with the Star, this is really your kind of wish relationship that you've been waiting for. Interesting. The Tower just flew out, because the Tower needs to blow up this blocked energy and really needs to give you the awareness of, oh, I see my patterns. I see that I'm not, just like I talked about earlier, the Tower can be that aha of like, I have been stuck. And instead of saying I've been stuck, I've been feeling stuck. And when you feel stuck, you have more power to change and to get unstuck. And it's all really about perspective here. Strength. Yep. Big stuff here. Having the courage to face your patterns, to face the fear of truly committing to something that when your parts of you that are still, nope, I don't feel safe. You having the courage to work with these fears, to work with these parts that don't feel safe, to allow you to, again, to create a new reality, one that's not stuck in the pattern. And the Ten of Pentacles. And there's the true realization of this could be money. This could be bringing in something that brings you more money, wealth. This could be an abundance, and you can define that however. What is it that you really want when it comes to abundance? Do you want more money? Do you want more abundance of fulfilling friendships? Do you want a love relationship that really is that fulfilling relationship that brings in, an abundance of love and connection? There could be something around healing family situations, family, challenges, fights, conflicts, maybe that have been going on. So, write in that X for you. What is it that this Ten of Pentacles means for you? And what is it you're trying to heal? And what is it you're trying to bring in that looks like commitment to you, that looks like really a strong stability for you, something that is really kind of your ultimate version of what you want to experience in this physical reality at this point in time. Let's see, what's the Tower? Let's get one for the Two of Swords. King of Swords. Yeah, this is that you approach things too much from the mind. It's almost like you've created this image or this like personality trait that you are always guarded and blocked, and how you approach everyone or everything is really more from an intellectual standpoint. Like, these are all swords, so I don't feel emotion here. You're not being vulnerable. You're not being open emotionally. You're approaching it from like, I need to be strategic here, right? There's more of the strategy when you approach it than of, hey, I'm being open and want to experience this person or this job or these people in my authenticity and in theirs, and create some sort of connection here. This doesn't create connection to me. This is about strategy. This is about how do I use my mindset to try and, accomplish a goal or get what I want from a situation. And this sort of energy is why it never works out for you, I feel. And let's get one for the Tower. How's the Tower going to show up? The Death card. Ooh, transformation, major. Major death and rebirth here. Seven of Pentacles. I feel like potentially for a lot of you, you've invested a lot of time and effort into something. You've sown some seeds in the past that you really were, banking on, like, turning into something. That could be a relationship that you really, were just, you're like, no, I want this relationship to work. I want it to be the one, or an investment in something. It could be a job that you put time and effort and really tried. But like all of a sudden it just, this to me, unfortunately, is like unexpected, just out of the blue ending. And I almost feel like it shouldn't be unexpected to you. I feel like you kind of already maybe know this is going to end, or that there's a potential here. So I do feel like with the Death and the Tower, not to like intimidate people out there, but there is an ending here. And that's where the strength comes in, about having the courage to surrender to this ending and flow with it and be open to the universe taking you now where you need to go. And I feel like where it's taking you is somewhere that's amazing here. But I think there's a lot of fear and worry about what's on the other side of the Tower. What's the Hierophant? So there is a commitment here. There is this Three of Pentacles, is this energy of these new connections that are really going to support. There's a new level of support and connection and like manifesting things in the physical together. So this could again be relationships. This could be friendships, new friendships, work connections, a new work. How is this Page of Swords gonna manifest? Emperor. Five of Wands. So this could be around communication to some confliction of ideas because people are a little too stubborn, or stuck in their ways here. So I would just be a little careful again of how you're expressing your ideas or thoughts this week, because there's going to be that strong Gemini wanting to communicate strong ideas. This is really strong ideas coming in. Like you have very strong thoughts on something or ideas, and potentially you want to really, hit those home this week. But there's just a little bit of caution here around. It could, if you're too strong and stuck with, like stubborn about it and not being open to others' thoughts and ideas, it could create some conflict here. But this can also just refer to the Five of Wands is you've got a lot of conflicting ideas coming in and from different ways. This could be internally within yourself. You're very conflicted. You could be getting messages from the external world that are also being added to that are just also creating a lot of confusion for you. And you really wanting to like empower yourself and be a leader and take charge. But I do feel there's a lot of confliction here about that. But ultimately at the heart of the reading here is the Star, and I love that. So there's this healing energy, this need to really alchemize and utilize the energies right now to help you manifest your ultimate wish here. So, and I feel like this is kind of showing it's coming on the other side. All right, I feel like that was a long reading, but there's a lot of good stuff here. I like this week. I'm not too scared of this Tower because this future, I almost see this as like, this is the future coming, and I like it. I really like what I see here. There's something about commitment, which you haven't had in the past, a real deep commitment, and that's coming here. All right, everyone, you enjoy your week, and thanks for joining in as usual. Hit that like button if you like the reading. Don't forget to subscribe and stay connected with me. If you want to get notified for future readings, hit that the bell as well. Yeah, and June's coming here, so the June readings will be coming, but don't forget, if you haven't watched your May, we still have a week left, so take a look at your May zodiac readings just to see if how May started is in alignment with what the readings were, but also maybe how we're going to wrap up May. All right. See you in the next one. Bye for now.